Wide Open Spaces is a comedy movie set in Ireland. It's about two slackers, I suppose you'd call them, Miles and Austin, who are friends and kind of dependent on each other, who have never really found a place in life. So they're misfits, but they end up, for various reasons, working in an old disused tin mine. And it's about their relationship, really, I suppose, more than anything, and about their frustrations. Just fill in that hole there. What? Just fill it.
Shit. You've really got to bang those posts in, huh?
Jesus, Austin.
It was originally much plottier, and I tried to strip a lot of that out because I don't like films with much of a plot because I can't follow them. I'm kind of plot dyslexic.
I don't know. What is it about? What is it about? I don't know.
It's about familiar Matthew's concerns, arrested development in early middle-aged men, and some kind of satirical kind of looks at aspects of Irish life.
We'll look like the Flintstones.
No, you what? You look great. Miles, stick them on.
It's like being John Malkovich. We found our way into Arthur Matthews' subconscious, and that's where we work every day. And it's weird.
And it's a classic kind of thing about two people who are in a place they don't want to be, but also about two people who can't get away from each other. They're kind of intrinsically tied to each other. These are two men in their kind of 30s, but they can't split up from each other because they're not a couple.
I just can't take this anymore. Where are you going? Miles, it's raining. I don't care.
It's freezing.
I can't be with you now.
Catch your day.
Oh, fuck off.
Well, take the umbrella then. Miles!
I play the character of Austin, who is Austin.
This character is quite different from anything I've ever done, really. I mean, insofar as, despite the fact that it's very much a comedy film, my character is really straight. I'm the only normal character in it. Miles is pretty sensible, really, and he's surrounded by all these kind of extravagant, oddball characters.
Look, Leonie, I am really grateful that you have given me the land for the theme park at a competitive rate.
€1 per year.
€1 per year, yes. But now, how did you get on with himself at the stock-car racing?
Oh, Jared, he was vile. I mean, I'm interested in art and literature and poetry, not two old bangers smashing against each other.
My character, Leonie Miller, is an Anglo-Irish landowner, and she is, I would say, a few sandwiches short of a picnic. She's a little bit vague. Very, very posh. But nothing really seems to bother her that much. But she's very, very in love with the character of Gerard.
Now, the new shortlist. I've been working on it for a bit, actually, trying to cater for your specific needs. Gerard Ring, the character plays kind of a more comic Irish Tony Soprano without a gun or scruples or a conscience. Get that fixed.
Well, I suppose Gerard Ring is really the enemy in the film, if you like. I mean, I suppose loosely he's our employer. This Famine theme park is the latest of his get-rich-quick schemes.
Let there be light, huh? Jeez. Well done, Austin. Jeez, and knock your eye out, huh? How are you girls, huh? You all excited? Yeah. Well, you look it.
I think there are something like famine theme parks or famine ships in parks, because I saw a photograph of one or something.
The set we're on at the moment is the coldest set. It's like the first movie that's ever been shot on the moon.
I think the Famine Theme Park is a great location, and I think the art department done an excellent job all round.
It needs to be ridiculous, which is quite nice because we can be quite theatrical about it.
And it's the most bleak, interesting, strange set.
The whole thing will be bright pink at the end, which is lovely for art department.
It's just a really wrong subject for a theme park, which is the famine.
Welcome to the Great Famine Theme Park, a Gerard Ring enterprise. Look at you.
There's certain kinds of comedy that I love, are kind of Depression era comedies. The idea of the more kind of abject your circumstances, the worse things get.
Well, I hate to be negative, Austin, but I'd say this is the worst place in the world. Good night.
There are always guys in really dire straits. They're always just looking for a next meal or a next job or a bit of casual work somewhere, or just kind of getting through. And I think that's, that's always compelling and always really interesting to watch. I think there's a reduction of life to its essentials that's brilliant for that kind of comedy. And as you can see, that's what we're doing here.
The whole film has a timeless quality to it. So although it's present day, it's not really present day. So in here, there's quite a lot of the props are quite old, sort of 50s style, which is quite nice because the colours of props of that age are quite muted and burnt out, which is the general feel of the film. But in order to bring up the colours in the film, we've got a burnt orange theme of isolated props, and that gives the lift to the general sort of brown muddiness and greeniness of the whole overall look of the film.
I mean, you would classify it as a comedy, but I hope it's a bit unusual. I mean, I like the fact that it looks very bleak and it looks like it's set in some kind of Russian gulag prisoner of war camp.
This area here was actually we luckily just found it and knew that it was wide open spaces. We're going to have to go a little bit further outside Dublin into Kildare or Meath, different counties near Dublin. So we're here kind of close to the Bog of Allen. We're at the very start of what would be kind of one of the main bogs of Ireland, and from that we're looking for kind of old gravel pits or quarries to give us our main location, which is the tin mine in the film.
When I realised Arthur had written it and I read it first, I found it very hard to get over his background in the Father Ted kind of genre, I guess. And that kind of became a kind of an interesting thing to play with and to kind of try to pervert. And so when I started meeting with Tom, I realised that he was really interested in a piece of cinema, and we were able to kind of develop that. And both he and Arthur had very much kind of discussed it as a piece of cinema as well. So from my point of view, that's where it becomes interesting.
Anything that's set in a studio, the actors play that in a very different way. If there's a studio audience and if there's a laugh track, it has a very different quality. The fact that even if they're delivering totally ridiculous lines, that they're standing next to a real location, it totally informs the playing of it. That it has to have a reality.
You think you're great because you have such a distinctive voice. No, I don't. You're always playing the victim.
I mean, I find it very funny working with Owen Rowe, who I know, and he just makes me laugh, and I find it very difficult to work with him. And I hope we never do anything together again.
So now, I'm a debt collector. Just think of it as our money. Frankly, I'm feeling motivated. Oh, Miles, come on, cheer up.
There's one thing about doing driving scenes is that someone was telling me about an acting technique. If I give you a line to say and you perform it as an amateur, if you do it inadequately. If I then give you the same line to say and I give you 3 tasks to do while you're saying the line, you're likely to do it much better because your mind is taken off itself. So I quite like the way actors perform when they have to drive themselves and they have to watch for traffic and they have to act as well.
Action whenever you can.
So now I'm a debt collector.
That said, you've very little control, so you're kind of relying on them, nearly to direct themselves. You rehearse it and you tease it out and then you kind of set them off. The problem with the Red camera is it only takes a card. If you put a drive on it, it's too heavy for bonnet. So you only get 4 minutes at a time, so they have to be right there.
I'm a fan of Arthur Matthews' writing. I found it very, very funny on first reading, and you have to trust your instincts about these things. When you read it 100 times, sometimes you think, well, what did I find funny about it? But you've got to remember your first reaction to it. And my first reaction was that this is hilarious, and I really wanted this to be made. And I really hoped that it would be made, and I'm just delighted that it is being made. And now I just hope that people will see it. and enjoy it as much as we've enjoyed making it, you know.
Oscars, yeah, okay. Fine. Golden Globes, we can't accept those as well. Apart from that, I have no great expectations, actually.
I hope there is something about drifting along and not being able to make decisions about your life and about friendship and about, you know, the human condition. It's not Bergman, but no, it certainly isn't Bergman.